Hey, what's up guys? It's Joe and Daryl from PWC Muscle, and we're with our buddy George. We're going to be working on his 2021 Sea-Doo PX, installing a Riva cold air intake system in a one-off segment that we're going to call Learning with Curious George.
I love it.
Hey, you don't need to work that hard.
I was all in.
You're already there.
All right, so to let you know what's going on with this is George wants to use our shop and learn a couple of things about installing some parts. He's already got some pretty good mechanic skills, but wants a little bit of help as he goes through the install process. So Daryl and I are going to sit back, drink a beer, and completely mess with him throughout the entire time. This is going to be uncensored, so it'll probably be some profanity, at least a little bit.
Take the kids to bed, get a beer, and come back.
But at any rate, enjoy. All right, so before we get started, taking a look at the rear deck, we see that we have an interesting part installed here. What is that all about?
It's called a zip tie.
Why do you have a zip tie on there?
I have my cooler in the back. I was riding, and I was jumping wave, and it fell off because the clip was messing up. So what I did to make sure that it doesn't fall off again, I just put a zip tie on that it hooks to the end of it and goes under it, and it won't let go, so it won't come off. So that's the easiest fix.
Subscribe for more George's tech tips.
There you go. Tell me nothing.
It comes with instructions,
I brought whatever
George.
you gave me.
Look, color by numbers.
Oh, really?
And look, wait, color by pictures.
Oh my God.
It's special.
Oh my God, nice. That's why you.
All right, so here's the whole kit laid out. It comes with some really nice brackets, actually, and everything you need to bring the air from the front of the ski all the way to the rear. These work a hell of a lot better than the 90-degree filters, just because there's so much heat that gets trapped in the back that you definitely lose some performance measurably. So we're gonna get this hooked up and show you what he's got running now, something that we rigged up for him so he didn't have to run the stock setup.
He's super excited to show it. He can't. Look at him. He's just.
Yep, you know it. You guys
so
gonna love it.
All right, so obviously the first step is going to be removing the rear deck. And first, he's got to clear all the shit off the ski that we just set up. So,
Fucking double work here.
Easiest work we've ever done.
get to work, George. Get to
You
work.
got it, George.
Cheers. All right, so he's getting the rear deck off. On this, the stock way is there's going to be a what's that, 10mm bolt on the other side of this last Torx head, but that one actually is going to end up being replaced with the worst design for this kit. The worst thing about it. So we open up here, we reveal the custom 90 that he's got rocking right now.
Oh, it gets better.
It gets better?
It gets a whole lot better.
Way better.
Stand by.
Okay, stand by.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you the dick, but I'm saying, look,
There's
What
just.
that's what
What you
P3
got?
Labs does right
What you
here.
got on that?
That's
Just
you
dish
guys
it.
did it. You guys did it. Look what it says there. It couldn't finish it up, but it says P3 Labs from you guys.
I think that's a custom job you did yourself.
Yeah,
I
right.
guarantee it.
I bet.
All right, so we removed the that air intake that we had installed there. The stock one just kind of wraps around and would go under the intake manifold or kind of alongside it. So that's not too much that we've removed already compared to a stock ski. The more pain in the ass portion is going to be dealing with the air box, which that's basically all air box behind the reservoir for the coolant reservoir. Then we get to relocate the ECU and all this stuff up here gets relocated onto the brackets. That's the fun part, wrestling it all out.
Why are you gonna make fun of my stuff?
What did you say? No, what did you say?
Nothing.
What words did you just say?
Look at my hole.
Look at his hole. He said, look at his hole.
It's breathing, bro.
Yeah, look at his hole that he's got in the rear there. It's a tight fit, so I'm not going to show actually going in it, but this is one of the pins that hold down here this divider. So we removed the 2 pins that were at the bottom, then there's like a hook
Strap.
that's at the top that was already removed.
Watch, friends, pivot, pivot. George, pivot, or bend, or
We
bend.
figured it out. All right, so now you can see we have access. It's kind of dark, but we've got access up inside to the back side where we can pull out more stuff. Well, we skipped a step showing you, but what do we get?
You're just gonna cut all these zip ties off that hold the harness down to the fuel rail. And then we're gonna start removing the fuse box, the ECU, the degas bottle, all of that off of the airbox so that we can do the funnest part, which is splitting the airbox into 2 pieces.
Sounds great.
You may want to be a contortionist of something, you know.
Have you done this before?
I have. If you got small children, they come in handy. Bribe them with candy or what have you and stick them in. They'll get the job done. There's fucking directions that tell you where to start.
Oh, that's
I
why I didn't wanna
already
do
did
it.
that part for you.
Oh wow, that's a lot of work.
So now you
I'm
got to
sorry.
follow all the numbers. Look, they give you. Ooh, it's better. It's alphabets.
Really?
You know alphabets.
No.
Come on,
Nope.
George.
No. Come on, bro. Let's go.
Okay. So A is you move the plug. You did that. Good job. B. So you're gonna unplug this back here and pull the harness out.
Yeah, way to tell them how to do it.
Yo, you're doing a good job.
Yeah, keep explaining.
There, you keep
explaining.
explaining. Okay.
Well, it is way too tight in there to actually show you what they're doing with 4 hands shoved up towards the airbox. But basically, they're disconnecting the rectifier, the ECU, the fuse box, and I think that's about it that they're disconnecting right now. They're gonna pull all that stuff out of the way, and I'll show you once it's cleaned up.
What are you doing? Are you done?
What the fuck, George?
These guys are still trying to wrestle out this rectifier.
Well, George has sprayed down so much lube on this thing that, like,
Slippery.
I mean, it is like
They can't
There's-
push the, they
there's
can't push
built
the tab
up
in order to
silicone
remove
all
the
over this
connector.
thing. So at this point, we've been delegated back to just, you know,
Fucking film.
camera guy stuff. We still got our main fluffer here, and Joe's going to town.
See, I got it.
Ha
He put his hand in his head. Alright, he's completely faking this, by the way. It's already removed.
Yeah. They got mad because we didn't film it.
He said, you gotta film me taking it out. Go ahead, put it back in there and pull it out again.
No, I'm good.
Alright, so now with that rectifier out the way, we're getting at the fuse box, disconnecting it from basically as a bracket. And you'll see it pull away here, I'm sure within the next 3 seconds, because that's how quick he is.
Hold on, I can't see shit. That's the problem.
Within
Okay.
the next 5 seconds, because that's how quick he is.
At some point before I get tired and go home.
I think we should get another round.
I'm in. Doing it. We've been known to fucking do shit 7 times. By the time we're done, it's like fucking second nature.
Yeah, Daryl's talking about how when we're recording, sometimes things don't actually record, or you can't see what we're doing, or who knows what. Basically, sometimes when we're doing an install, we'll do an install like 4, 5, 6, 7 times because the angle wasn't right, or the lighting wasn't right, or the card failed to read, or there's no audio. So all the videos that we put out, they take a ton of work, and I'd say maybe like, what do you say, 25% of them are our first takes?
Yeah, I mean 20 maybe?
20%, so 1 in 5. Otherwise, it's usually 2, but sometimes it takes a while.
There's one that goes on the front.
Oh, there's
Oh,
not.
that shit I
already
am
got it.
recording.
Yes, it is.
It's on
Follow
down.
the fucking harness, and you're gonna see there's one.
It
in the
doesn't
front.
need to be disconnected.
It's on the
though.
tank.
It doesn't need to be
Okay.
It's
disconnected.
a green one. It's on the tank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
There's 3 on this side, 3 on that side
Good
that
job,
hold the
good
earbox
job.
down to the.
Just making sure. I'm just testing you out.
Now there's a damn zip tie here. Perfect.
Did that just break off?
Yes.
perfectly? Nice.
Okay, there's that one. I think that's it. All right, George, now
Okay.
you get the fun part.
Okay.
You got to take these Torx bits.
Oh.
And you got to take the screws out of the housing. There's one in the very front and in the back. There's 2 or 3 in the back.
Give me the.
I'll find the Torx bit.
All right, well, Daryl did get us the Ultras, but I have to admit, I can't drink Michelob Ultra. So, if you haven't had one of these before, check it out. They're freaking tasty. And they're gluten-free. I don't know, I was looking for another thing that's good about them. Cheers, guys.
See that one?
So right here, there is these little T15 Torx. There's one here. And there's one on the other side.
And what do those guys do?
So these actually clamp the intake box together. There's 2 in the front, 3 in the rear. Once you get those out, you take a screwdriver and you pry the box apart, and then you take it out the front half at a time.
All right, so we're gonna skip ahead to the part where it gets pried out because it's just too tight to show it actually being.
What are you
removed.
fucking nodding your head
Dude,
about?
the fucking get to the front ones.
Yeah, get it, Scratch
Holy
Armstrong.
moly, bro! I don't fit in there.
You got it.
You have to do it through the front.
Yes. There's no, I mean, you're gonna reach through the back. It's closer from the front. I'm not a mathematician, but I can judge distance.
Ooh, boy, this thing.
Look, you got to do it like Helen Keller by feel.
Oh, fuck.
So
Hang on.
he's got a step stool that we're gonna give him.
Thanks to
So
a
you
customer.
So a customer sent us their supercharger in a
Wood box.
wooden box to keep it nice and safe. Give him a little bit more angle, get some light up in there. Yeah.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
go diving in. All right, man. Good luck.
Babe.
So they figured out the easiest way is to do it together.
A dual reach around makes it happen.
So it looks like Daryl's aiming and George is twisting. Is that working? You guys getting that teamwork in?
Yeah, it's coming out. If he'll continue to fucking turn it, stop laughing like a little girl.
Turn it, bitch.
I'm not. What? It's not my job to turn. You're the turner. I hold it. You turn it.
All right, so we're down in the hull, and basically there's some wires that are in the way, but you gotta get yourself a little bit of slack.
There's still a real pain in the dick.
It's like a baby. Push.
It's coming.
I see the head.
Come on, bro. I know you did one of those fucking assisted birthing classes. You got this.
It's coming. Here it is. Here's the baby.
All right, so we got the top portion out, now we get the bottom half. Daryl definitely has an advantage when it comes to installing some of these parts because his lanky ass arms reach in places that.
Our short ass don't fit.
Remember that fucking GP we did? The through hull exhaust?
Oh, where you dove inside
Fucking
the hull?
nightmare.
All right, so we got both halves of the air intake.
I mean, it doesn't make that sound, but yeah, all right.
So now look, we have all this room. What for, Daryl?
Extra activities.
All
I'm
this
gonna
room
build
for
a bunk bed
activities.
and everything. Yo, tell them what you're fucking doing.
What you doing?
What? I'm not
What you
that.
doing? Now we got the air box out. What's coming out next?
The side filter or whatever you want to call it, the plastic on the side.
The adapter to
How
the
about-
air box.
Whatever you want to call it.
We'll just pull it out.
King Dingling.
Sorry, everyone. He doesn't have Ronas. He just.
So anyway, that was the front half of the pipe that goes to the rear. The other half is over here, and we'll just remove that real quick. Then the stock air intake system will be completely removed. All right, so now we have what I call the adapter on it. Maybe it's more of a collar. The next step is to put probably an adapter that goes on top of the collar that we then will be installing the I'm like three in, and now
it's the cold air pipe. We'll start installing the
well,
air
I
intake.
actually meant the little
Coupler.
coupler, and then the pipe. So show us what we
You gonna
got
do
here.
it, George? You got it? All right, righty tighty, lefty loosey, buddy.
Just screw it on in.
Hey, Georgie boy.
Now we can put our coupler on because it'll properly adapt, and we can start to actually place the pipes into their locations. I'd just like to say that we've had to reboot the camera about 15 times because the SD card keeps failing and it fucking sucks. Anyway, we're pushing on with the installation. The next step is we're doing putting all the electronics on the bracket into its spot that's on the fuel tank, and I'll give you a peek. Hey motherfucker, let me see what we're working with.
All right, so wires and such is kind of what we're fucking working with here.
All right, impossible to see. There's a lot of hands in the way. We already have like the rectifier in its place, which is right here. I don't know if I can get there. There it is. Now I got the fuse box going to its spot. All this is part of the instructions. Next we'll have, I think, the ECU or the starter relay will be on the side. I'll show you what it's like when it's all done. Having fun yet, George?
Yes, sir.
Look at this. This is how George set his tools up on our bench. Look at how precarious.
He's a brave
It's
man.
literally, if you can see on this portion right here, not falling because it's wedged under our grinder here. That is beautiful.
That's how you do it, guys.
That's how you maximize space on a workbench.
See?
While we're working on the back portion here, we're going to go ahead also work on the front. More hands makes less work, and get the bracket for the electronics strapped down, and then there's some light, and then we'll get the ECU also bolted into place. Right now we got Daryl prepping the, let's call it part A of the intake pipe. What'd you just do, and what's going on?
So what I did is I went ahead and put the bracket loosely fit, which will allow us to slide the exhaust or the intake where we need it to be, and then you can tighten these down, and then you'll go ahead and tighten this nut down as well. What we're going to do is run this bolt through the eyelet, and on the back side you can reach in with your finger, throw the washer on and the nut on, and get it tightened down.
Wait, you said we're going to do that, or who are we going to make do that?
I mean, yeah, no, we're definitely making George do this. Sweetheart?
Yeah.
Alright, so he has it roughly in place. You can see that the
Yes,
coupler
there you
is going to be sliding onto, I don't know what to call it, the adapter, let's say.
Volute plastic
The-
adapter,
the
velocity
volute
stack.
Velocity stack. Okay, that works. I like it. The velocity stack, and then that will roughly align. Oh man, we're really just throwing him to the wolves.
I mean,
We don't even have, we don't even have the second hose clamp on there, and we're just letting them go to fucking town.
that's smart. All right, guys. So Joe bailed on us. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that, but Joe's gone. So one little trick that we use here for this front strap, it's so tight to get your hand in there. We take some zip ties, use the zip ties to get it close, and then you're able to try to pop it on by hand. Alright guys, so we got the bracket installed. We did not show that. The one thing I recommend is that you get a 90-degree adapter for your drill. That's going to help you get the holes drilled and get the holes countersunk for the screws. The last step here really is just to put the front of the intake in. Now the one thing I do is go ahead and put the bracket on, get it fairly tight, but enough that there's some slack in it. Go ahead and get your filter on and get your coupler on, and then what you're going to do is just slide it into place, line up your mount with your mount loose, you throw the two bolts back in it. Once that's tight, you'll be able to tighten the bottom bolt on the intake as well as your two hose clamps. Alright guys, so with that we are done. Install complete. We'll be doing a test fire in a second, and then we are going to finish buttoning it up. One thing that we did do is on this ski, George had a older model of the Riva catch cam. So we actually made a custom bracket to utilize the older catch cam, and that bracket sits here. We got two flush mount screws, very similar to what you would have up front, and so it's just gonna have a drop down bracket and the original Riva catch can. I wanted to go ahead and give you guys a shot here of this catch can mount. And honestly, it's something me and George here came up with on the fly, and I really like it.
Hell yeah. Looks
What do you
real
think,
good.
George?
That thing looks beautiful,
You
bro.
happy?
Hell yeah. Sounds beautiful. Ready for the water.
So we just finished the new RXP-X 300 cold air intake here with George. We got it fired up. So we appreciate you guys following along. A little bit different video for us. Unfortunately, Joe's not here, so he bailed, left us to our own devices here. I don't know if that's a great idea. But things got done. It's 9 o'clock and I'm going home. So as always, ride fast, ride safe. We'll see you guys out on the water. And until the next video, I'm out.